Hi folks, Dave, the Honest Audiophile. This is the Yanyin Aladdin, and these are my honest audiophile impressions. I want to thank Linsoul for providing the Yanyin Aladdin for review. Do greatly appreciate it, Linsoul, you rock. Alright, so the Yanyin Aladdin, this will set you back $245 on Linsoul. It is a quad driver hybrid, and it has one dynamic for the bass, 2 balanced armatures for the mids, and 1 balanced armature for the treble. It has a frequency response of 5 Hz to 22 kHz, an impedance of 10 ohms, and sensitivity of 108 decibels. And it has a very lackluster unboxing experience. Take the sleeve off, you get this black box with a little bit of logos. It says open on the bottom. You get an explanation of the name, and then you have your IEMs and your cable up top here, and then you get tips, and you get 2 sets of each, small, medium, and large, and you only get silicone. Get this little carrying bag, has a little bit of branding on it, and it just kind of squeezes open closed, kind of like a money purse that you see some people use. And then you get your IEMs. Now the Aladdins are very nicely built. On the right side, you have a logo for Yanyin, and then it says Aladdin on the left side. Connects with 2-pin. They are custom universals that are shaped like customs. And you have a nice long angle, a little bit of a wingtip. And I really do enjoy the build of them. The shell feels durable, feels quality for the price, and it just looks nice and feels nice, and I really do enjoy how they fit in the ear. The ear hooks of the cable are very well controlled, and the Aladdin just disappears into the ears for me, and I get a very good seal, and they're extremely comfortable. I could wear them for about 6 hours at a time before I got discomfort, and the isolation of outside noises is very well. They're somewhere about the 75% range of outside noises are blocked. Very, very good for louder offices. I did not get to use them on public transit. The cable itself is very, very nice, light, well built, doesn't twist or tangle. You do get the option to get 2.5, 3.5, or 4.4 terminations when you make the purchase, and the price stays the same. Overall, I really did enjoy the design and build quality. I also found that the tips for the stock tips are very well for the Aladdin. I had no problems whatsoever with stock tips. I did go with small. They fit me the best, and I didn't change tips whatsoever. No desire, no need. So all sound impressions are with the stock cable and the stock tips. I found that the Aladdin is extremely easy to drive. It's not very source picky whatsoever. I used it straight out of my phone, which is a OnePlus 9 Pro. And I also used it out of DAPs, which were the Sony NWA105, Sony WM1A, and also the Heidi's AP80 Pro. I used dongles because my phone does not have a headphone out. Dongles were Periodic Audio Rhodium, and the Hifi FC4 were the ones that I really did enjoy a whole lot. I also used it with the VE Megatron, and I truly enjoyed it out of the Megatron. And I used it on desktop. AU X1S GT was really good. I also used it with the Mytek Liberty DAC, and that brings me to a point. If you have a source that has a higher output impedance, you are going to have to use something like an IFI IE match, because the Mytek Liberty has too high of output impedance, and the Aladdins were very much hissing, and they were not very happy until I used an IFI IE match with it. So do be careful of that. I use it with some external amplifiers as well, the Drop 1 Linear, and also the Head Amp GSX Mini, and I found that it worked just great on those as well. Before we get into the sound, I do want to thank my supporters with Patreon and also YouTube memberships. Do greatly appreciate everything that you all do and that you provide to the channel, and for your love and support. all your financial support that has come in has gone to further the experience for others on this channel, as far as gear that is used to review and gear used to compare. So I do appreciate the support. If you're interested in supporting the channel, there are links down below. Also, don't forget to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down to the video if you're enjoying it or disliking it. And also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. All right, so the Yanyin Aladdin. How do they sound? The Yanyin Aladdin is a very pleasant and pleasing sound signature. I really do enjoy the Aladdin's bass. The bass has very good control, has nice tone and timbre, and good detail retrieval and resolution. It has enough sub bass to give you a little bit of rumble and grumble, and also has nice impact in the mid bass and upper bass without bleeding into the mids. It does a very good job of staying controlled. It gives you enough for the music, but doesn't overpower the music, and it doesn't really shine through. It just kind of does what it's supposed to do, but it does it very well. And so the bass is pleasing and pleasant, well controlled, has enough texture, but I wish that it had just a little bit more authority, just a little bit more. But overall, it's a very nice and pleasing bass. Mids. Mids have a very natural and organic type of sound to them. They have a nice fullness to the sound. Vocalists and instruments sound proper. They have good note weight and density, and overall, they have a nice balance and cohesion throughout. Nothing stands out above one or the other unless it's built into the track. It just has a proper amount of presence without being too forward or too recessed. It just sounds very accurate and true. And I really do enjoy the tonality and timbre of instruments and vocalists, and everything just sounds proper. Going into the treble is slightly laid back. It does have a little bit of a more chill factor to it. I do wish that it had a little bit more energy and sparkle. At times, the treble can sound a little bit ho-hum, a little bit bored, and it just kind of lacks energy slightly. It's not enough to really be a bore fest, but at the same time, it's not really enough to get the toes tapping. I wish that there was just a little bit more in the treble. But overall, the tonality and the timbre of instruments and vocalists is proper, and it does sound accurate and true. It does a good job with detail retrieval and resolution. Overall, I really do enjoy the Aladdin's presentation throughout. I find that it's very balanced, very cohesive, and has a natural approach to presentation. Soundstage. Soundstage of the Aladdin is also very nice. It has good width to it, and it has very good imaging. Everything kind of flows across the stage. You have good depth and layering, and it's precise in its placement. You can really pick apart a stage and determine where things are seated and placed and coming from. It does a very good job in that. There's no mumbled, jumbled, messed up confusion whatsoever with the Aladdin. It's very well controlled and has a very good definition and extremely good placement. So overall, I really do like the Aladdin a whole lot. And it reminds me of two IEMs that I've reviewed recently. And the first being the JQ 4U Pro. Now the 4U Pro built nearly the same. They have almost identical feel in the ear, very light, very nice cables. All of that kind of stuff is very similar. The differences come into sonics. The 4U Pro is more neutral and a little bit better natural tone and timbre, and also has a little bit better detail retrieval and resolution. The 4U Pro is a little bit more technical, but isn't quite as pleasing sounding as the Aladdin. The Aladdin has a little bit more fun factor to it, whereas the 4U Pro has a little bit more of the technical, professional side of things. And then the Manguard T2. Now the Manguard T2 is the next step up from the Aladdin. It has a little bit more body, a little bit more control, a little bit more impact, and also has a little bit more sparkle and energy up top. And I find that overall the Manguard T2 is a step up from the Aladdin, but it's not a significant step. So if you're looking for a little bit laid back, presentation from the Manguard, then the Aladdin may be where you want to look. If you're looking for a little bit more energy, a little bit more sparkle, and just a little bit more detail retrieval and resolution, then you might want to look at the Manguard T2. Overall, I really do enjoy the Aladdin. I think it's a very, very good quality product, especially at its price point. And it's an interesting comparison and a compliment to the 4U Pro. I find that the 4U Pro is my preference because I prefer a more neutral and natural sound. But if you're looking for something with a little bit more fun, a little bit more engagement, and not quite as analytical, then the Aladdin may be what you're looking for. It's been Dave, the Honest Audiophile. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Speaking of next video, somewhere on the screen, subscription links and notification bells. If you haven't already, please check those off, and then don't forget to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down to the video. Also, check out the links down below. There's all kinds of information down there regarding gear lists and music recommendations and all kinds of other things that are down below. Also, you can contact channel, follow channel, support the channel. All that kind of stuff is listed down below. And then don't forget to enjoy the music, and that honesty is the best policy.